Hello and welcome to Crop or Flop. We are calling the tomatoes a great crop this year. This is the best crop I've had. I'm going to do a rundown of those and cut some open and let you know what I'm thinking for next year. Here we go. So this end one is the watermelon beefsteak. And that one I probably will grow again. That was the best shaped large ones. Well, I don't know about best shaped, but I did like those, so I will be growing those. Over here, Dr. Witchy was my largest tomato, probably. No, the watermelon beefsteak was, sorry. But the Dr. Witchy and the Persimmon, I will probably pick one or the other, and in doing that, I will pick the Dr. Witchy. The Persimmon was a nice slicing tomato. I just have too many yellow ones, and I'm narrowing it down to the Dr. Witchy. They were nice big tomatoes. They fruited well. The plant has held up really good, and I do prefer the size of those over this. Now, the Persimmon was a nice round tomato. It was not misshaped. It was very fruitful, but they really are just a nice round tomato. So that's what I got. I'm gonna cut some open and show you what they all are. The Bonnie's Best, I will grow that again. This is my third year of that. Very nice, big, round, good red tomatoes. I like those. The Amish Paste, I 100% will grow this and more than one next year. These are huge, and they're meaty. They're great for the sauces. They're a nice bright red. I definitely will grow more of those next year. The beefsteak was okay. A lot of the tomatoes were kind of misformed, misshaped. I don't know. Questionable on that one. This one, let me see what it is here, is, oh, the orange ox heart. That's going to be a no. They were good tomatoes. They kept getting blotchy for me, and I had 3 yellow tomatoes, and these were probably the most misshaped that I had. I'm gonna quick go through the tomatoes here. These 2 end ones are the Manitoba and the Marglobe. They were very, very similar. I will probably, actually the Wisconsin 55 was also similar, which I have in another spot. So I probably will just grow one of those next year instead of all 3. I do like to have the size, but I don't need 3 different kinds of them. The Tiffin Mennonite, I really did like. Those tomatoes got so nice, bright red, very meaty. Definitely will grow those again. The Triple Crop, I really liked the tomatoes. They were nice, large tomatoes. They're a little more pink, and I like that vibrant red. So I'll grow them for sauces, just because they're prolific. These 3 Romas, I had one that was a burpee Roma. That was this one on the end here, and those were a lot bigger in size. These regular, the VF Romas, were not as big, and I don't think that I'll grow those again. I'm going to stick with the Roma. However, I'll get to the other one in a second here. It is salsa making day. I'm going to be canning some salsa. I'm using a recipe from Ruth Ann over at Homesteading with the Zimmermans. And I thought that I would cut open all my different tomatoes from this year and let you see what they look like on the inside. I've had a great tomato year. I believe this is my last big canning day. So I'm going to take you with me and cut these all open. Now, I have my seed packets here for my own reference. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I will say that if you want to try a lot of different kinds of anything, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, that I would suggest trying out MI Gardener. Their germination rate was amazing. I've had super good plants from them, and they're reasonably priced, so reasonably priced. I would not be able to do this if I didn't get my seeds at MI Gardener. So let's get into tomatoes here. These three, and I'll be honest with you, I've got the Marglobe, the Manitoba, and the Wisconsin 55. These are all just nice, small little tomatoes. And honestly, I'm not even sure which is which, but they produced well, all of them. I believe the Manitoba probably did the best for me. I'm in zone 5B in the Black Hills of South Dakota. So I'm just gonna cut into some of these, and since I'm making salsa, I'm just gonna leave them sitting here. And even though they look the same on the outside, they're definitely not the same on the inside. Looking at them, this is probably my favorite because just for me, I like a real red tomato. Seed-wise, I feel like they're all about the same. And yeah, looking at them, this is my favorite. Taste-wise, I don't eat a raw tomato except for a slicer on sandwiches. I make everything into soups, stews, and salsa. I don't just bite into one of these and see what they taste like. This is, I believe, the Tiffin Mennonite. And I love the color of this. So meaty. I will definitely be growing this one again. The triple crop. This one's a little bit pinker than I like. It's hard to tell on here, I guess. But the outside of it is, I guess, more pink. Inside, similar. I've liked both of them. I will be growing the triple crop again. It really is a nice big tomato. It is prolific, and I got a lot of tomatoes off of that vine. So I grew two kinds of Romas, just the Roma and the Roma VF. The VF, the only difference is disease resistance is what I'm reading. I think this one maybe is a little less ripe than this one is. I do like those. I started with Romas, and I will always probably grow some kind of aroma, but Bonnie's Best. I have been Bonnie's Best. This one, I started with this a couple years ago, and it has always done well for me. It's probably not as meaty, maybe, as some of the others, but it is a wonderful disease, has not been an issue. It's just been a great tomato, even no matter whether it's been hot, cold, rainy, drought, it's always done well for me. So I'm on the Amish paste, and I cannot say enough about the Amish paste. For a paste tomato, this thing is huge. It is meaty. It's been a good producer. I will be growing probably more of the Amish paste and a little bit less of the Roma next year, because look at this thing. I mean, for a paste tomato, you're getting twice the size. And it is, this is my first year growing it, and it's been amazing. So here is the beefsteak tomato. This one in particular, it's been great tasting, very good on sandwiches. I don't like that it gets this accordion kind of look on it, because it ends up, I end up wasting a lot of tomato with it, trying to work around. It's been a little bit more disc-shaped than some of the other ones. So yeah, this is a orange ox heart. This was the plant I got my largest tomato off of this year, which was 14 ounces, 14.9 ounces. And even though it was my biggest tomato, it's again got a lot of these little things that I end up not being able to use. So even though I really like it and it's super meaty, I'm not sure if I'm going to grow it again. Now, my last one's got a little bit blotchy, and I'm reading that that's because of either heat and cold drastic changes, which we've had a lot of, or potassium. And the first ones that I grew earlier in the season that ripened were not like this. So I am thinking that this is maybe just an end of season, running out of nutrients kind of thing. Okay, so here is the watermelon beefsteak. I have been super happy with this. It's got a few more seeds in it than some of the other beefsteaks or large tomatoes, but it has been a nice round tomato. I haven't had to cut anything off or work around things. It's just a really, really nice round tomato. Dr. Witchy's. This one has an amazing inside to it. It also has been a little bit misshapen, but the plant has been super prolific. So if I'm going to choose between the orange oxheart and Dr. Witchy's, I'm probably going to do Dr. Witchy's. And the last one that I'm going to cut open is a persimmon, not quite sure how to say that. Now, one thing about this, it is a great yellow orange tomato. It has had really good meat in it. One thing I really liked about it is that the tomatoes are nice and round. They're not as big, but they're very round. There's not much waste on them, and I have really enjoyed having them. So other than that, I have done some spoon tomatoes and a few cherry tomatoes. These are really cute. I love them in, that's all the bigger they're supposed to get. But I love them in chicken salad and egg salad and tacos. You don't have to cut anything up, and just throw them in there when I'm in a hurry for my lunches. Spoon tomatoes I get at Baker Creek, and I'm sure that this was one from M.I. Gardener, but I don't know what kind of cherry that I planted. So there we have it, some beautiful, beautiful tomatoes that are going into salsa today. There we go, 7 pints of salsa. Let me know if you're having a crop or a flop.